You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho ngai no mwega naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
Kama sio mimi, ndugu yangu Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka kuwa mwombea uchaguzi wa kiti cha urais ya upinzani. And that does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. That does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. Lakini tuacheni hii mambo ya kushinda. Ndio inafanya William Ruto aanze kuingilia kwa magazeti kwenda kuweka kacheche. Akianza kusema ati hao wamegawanyika. No. But it's because we are not speaking the truth. Speak what is in your mind.
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Gachagua, and this is Political Lady coming to you at 7:30 in the evening from the city of Glasses. My name is Gachagua. Today, people of the internet, things have become so hot. And I didn't know, with Joachim Simiyu in the studio, and something that is happening that I didn't know how powerful Mr. I see my grandfather has already arrived. We are already live. We are already live, people of the internet. We are already live.
Salamu ni mbaya kwa live.
We are wewe usinikuja hapa kunisalimia.
Kwa nini? The people of the internet love this thing.
I have something.
Weka nje.
Umetumwa. Watu wakiona.
Wewe patia chieng. Na wewe bwana, we need you live.
Umesema patia chieng.
Patia chieng. Asinilete hiyo mambo.
Ndugu umekwama kwa jam.
I didn't know that are you a truthful man?
Yes.
Are you a truthful man? You can push that closer to you,
yeah.
As we start. That is very, very good.
I don't know.
And then when people of the internet are asking questions, you can always write on that. You already know the I think you already know that. The things in your ears are hearing aids. By the way, I know I'm forgetting that actually I met this guy through this guy. Yeah, I was. In fact, in my phone it is saved Meshach Mundal. Yeah. So I did know, people of the internet, that Rigathi Gachagua is a very powerful man. Mm-hmm. He has called a press conference and told Mr. Sifuna and his team that I don't want you in Kalou, and they have just done that. They have rerouted to Nyahururu, correct? He also told Irungu Kang'ata that I don't want you around here, and Irungu Kang'ata has decided that he's not going to Kalou. Now, on other news, Gachagua also said yesterday that what is the word that we used with Mundalo the other day, that Kalou is being overplayed and it is inconsequential. That's what he said, and I don't know why he's saying that. Mr. Joachim,
Yes.
how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Things are going on in the country that are very interesting. What is your deduction? What do you think is going on? I mean, Jimmy Wanjigi was in Nakuru, having taken off. Instead of going to Murang'a, I think the king of the mountain told him not to go to Murang'a just yet. So he decided to reroute and go to. What is going on? I mean, Gachagua is kicking your asses in the mountain.
No,
what is going on?
I think everybody's playing their game the best way they know it.
Okay.
So Gachagua is being exactly himself.
Okay.
And we were in Nakuru. Because Nakuru is a political hotbed in this country.
Okay.
It is the same place where Azimio la Umoja started from.
Okay. Is that so?
Yeah.
Can you give me that story, please?
After BBI was quashed by the courts, in 2 weeks' time, Raila launched Azimio la Umoja in Nakuru. So you cannot speak about political formations in this country without mentioning Nakuru. So Nakuru is a significant place in this country, and that's why we were also there with the party leader, Jimmy Richard Wanjigi.
Jimmy Richard Wanjigi.
Yes.
Beautiful name.
Yes. You see, Kenyans, if I was to ask them, I was somewhere, and we were running a program called Know Your Party Leader. And I was asking them to mention the 3 names. They could only mention 2. And I want to tell them that the 3 names are Jimmy Richard Wanjigi. So we were in Nakuru to have a conversation.
Having been told not to go to Murang'a by His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua.
We are not like these people you are seeing out there.
Okay.
No one tells us what to do.
Really?
We do exactly what we want. So when we decide to go and hold a rally in Wamunyoro cannot say that don't come here, because no one owns this country.
Okay.
And we have maintained that don't brag about things that you didn't have a say in having them.
Okay.
And even as we talk about Gachagua telling Linda Wananchi not to go to Kalou, my question will be, why were they going there? It's not that they should not go there, but why? The timing.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It is very.
Do you have a candidate there? No. Why are you going there? I think it was.
From what script are you reading?
I am reading this. I'm just wondering. I'm a very independent thinker, and I know you know it.
Yeah, I know that much.
Yes.
But I'm wondering why suddenly you agree totally with Gachagua.
I am not in agreement because there were other avenues of Gachagua dispensing that same statement. He could have called any of the Linda Wananchi people and tell them, no, look, don't come. It was not. It didn't have to be in the media. That's where I disagree with Gachagua. But I'm also asking questions the other side.
You disagree with the way he talked about it and the way he raised the issues.
The media, through the channel through which.
Okay. So you think that, but perhaps I am just thinking that he did not have a reason to tell them not to go to Kalou. He simply did want them to go to Kalou. And then him thinking that he's going to approach them privately and telling them not to go to Kalou. In any case, I wonder if they are cordial. I think that the cordial nature of their relationship, because Odhiambo was talking about, what is the word? There is a phrase that Odhiambo said, they are cordial what? Cordial. You remember that word that Odhiambo used? I forget the name.
Was I here?
Yeah, I don't think you were here. But do you think that these people are always talking, at least in a cordial manner, to the extent that they would be told, you'd pick a call and call them and tell them, look, I don't want you guys in Kalou. And if that were to happen privately, then what would he be telling them in private as to the reason why he does not want them to be in Kalou?
He can just list the reasons he listed in the media.
Which were the reasons?
Say we don't want confusion. He could as well say it and say, no, look, guys.
Okay, then what is the confusion?
He's better placed to explain what the confusion is about.
Because You're talking from both ends of your mouth.
That's what politicians do.
Because you remember, and if you are dilly-dallying and you're frustrating me, let me leave you alone. Go to Mr.
It looks like you have something you want me to say, and I'm not saying it.
No. I'm coming back to you right about now.
All right.
Yes, I'm coming back to you because I think that you are talking from both ends of your mouth, Mr. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
Yeah, I didn't know that you're Muslim. I've always thought that you're a good Luo who is a Christian.
No, I'm not Muslim. I'm Adventist.
You're Adventist?
Yes.
But what? Okay, but why are you in a or this is not Muslim attire?
No, this
not
is
necessarily.
Okay, Muslims put on like this.
Okay.
But in the Adventist church, we have what is called Adventist Muslim relations. It's a Sabbath that comes once in a long time when we try to look at what about just building relationship between different faiths because God is one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Muslim what?
Adventist Muslim relations.
Yeah, Adventist Muslim relations.
I would like to study that.
Have you not seen sometimes when Adventists organize something that looks like a debate with Muslims, just comparing
the faith?
Because some of the things that are in the Quran are actually much in the Bible. They are not too far apart, but the way we live makes it look like we are two worlds apart. That's basically what it is. But I know it scares people who have moved around.
Yes.
And many people who know me have passed without knowing that was me.
Yeah, I also have this attire, but I don't put it on a lot.
Yeah.
In a kwaza wa Kristo sana, sijui kwa nini.
But I wonder, and I wonder where okay, there are areas where we are similar. We are all humans. We are praying to God, but our channels of belief are very different.
Yeah.
Because we believe in the Trinity of God. Muslims do not.
Yeah.
We believe in... and the biggest bone of contention between the two religions is the word Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I wonder, this SDA Muslim relation, where does it emanate from?
I think they're just trying to be humans.
That is a story for another day. Let's come back.
I want to go back right to him.
Yes.
I want to go back right to him because he's frustrating me. So he's saying that Linda Wananchi did not have to go to Kalou, but Linda Wananchi, but at the same time he's also saying that anybody can go anywhere they want. Because when I tell him that they were told not to go to Murang'a by Wamunyoru, he's saying, well, no, we can go anywhere. But suddenly now, Linda Wananchi cannot go anywhere.
No. You see, you are misinterpreting my context. When I say that you can do anything in this room, it is now up to you to decide prudently what is supposed to be done and what not.
Okay.
Like right now, when we are speaking, there is freedom in this room.
Yeah.
But when you one of the members of your staff begins to play guitar,
yes,
you will be like, oh no.
Yeah, the session is on.
The session is on. So it's just something like that.
Okay. So Linda Wananchi decides to play the guitar
in a room where there is a show going on. The show is on in Kalou.
Do you think?
No wonder the guy is saying Musileta Kiere.
But Joachim, I'm going to stay with you a little bit. Why do you think that Gachagua did not want them there? Because I imagine that UDA becomes the common enemy of both of Linda Wananchi and DCP and the rest of those guys. So what was the problem? What was the here that they were going to do there?
I want to tell you, sometimes I get so frustrated with the way the things we pay attention to. We lose sight of the ball. Because when these things happen, I try to go back in history, not very long history, but the most recent activities. That how did we get here? when you say Linda Mwananchi should not go to a particular place, how did we come to have an existence of a movement called Linda Mwananchi? And how did Gachagua came to exist the way he exists today?
Okay.
There are circumstances that led us where we are. That Gachagua is now in opposition because of the things that happened when he was in government. He was impeached, and now he's in opposition. Linda Mwananchi started from the frustrations of the members of the ODM that felt they are being sidelined and they need to get out and preserve the ideals of the older ODM party. So these are things that speak for the same language, that we want change. That's why I've always asked you a question, that when you say you want change, what change are you actually talking about? Because change could be, we just want another president. That's also change. And change could be, we want another president and different way of leadership. So Linda Mwananchi exists because, one, it is dominated by young people who feel that no, the older cabal of leadership is not doing a good job in managing the country, and therefore we should inject some young blood to completely cut off from the older folk who have been around for quite some time and have not done an impressive work. Well, on the other side, my friend, on the other side of Gachagua, Gachagua has been very consistent in speaking on behalf of Mount Kenya. Very consistent and unapologetic about it. Whenever he speaks, he's like, our people in the mountain. So I am equating this thing to human beings being territorial. That, hey, I have fashioned myself as a guardian angel of this region. Please, let us have, when you want to do anything, seek my blessings. That could be a possibility. I am not speaking in authority that that's what happened.
Okay.
But I am thinking, when you want to go to any place to hold a rally, why is that? Why do you decide tomorrow to hold a rally in Mombasa? There should be some good reasons. When I decide that I'm going to hold a rally in Busia, there are good reasons. So, not unless I'm furnished with some truths, I do not really know why Linda Mwananchi are going to all Kalou. But again, I still maintain, we are running the danger of failing to sustain the conversation about what are the things we are coming to do for the Kenyan people. Because we are now discussing among ourselves, how do we call it? Inaitwaje? Ego competitions. Who is the biggest person in our team? Who should do it? Who should listen to who? Because when you look at opposition, all of us, one says, the last boss I ever had was Raila Odinga. No one else can tell me anything. The other one says, if it's not Kalonzo, I'm not listening to anyone. The other one says, we are the young people. We are not going to seek any permission to do anything. But where are the issues now? Where do we fall in as the people who have no access to the microphone? Where do we put them? That after all these squabbles, what direction are we giving to the country? Because these squabbles are short-lived. Time is fleeting very fast, and we are going to get to an election in the next less than 55 weeks. So I appeal to the whole opposition, everybody, that please, the squabbles should be about the ideas that we are bringing. Let us argue about the way you are saying where you say you will get money for free education. And this one is saying I will get money from elsewhere. Let us argue about which one is the most practical way.
Yeah.
But hii maneno hii ingine yenye tunasema nyinyi mko na kierere, sijui nyinyi mko nini.
I can understand your frustration. And this is the problem that I think that you people in the United Opposition are going to struggle with, because you have always stood on the side on the sidewalk and said that, look, this noise coming, you know, Gachagua, Matiang'i and all these people, whenever they are coming, you always step on the roadside and say, those I don't know what these people are about.
Yeah.
There is a story that I'm being told that happened in our village some times back. The word is called Udimakanye. You see, so in Luoland there is something called Nyawawa. I don't know if you know Nyawawa. Nyawawa, I don't know, Meshach, what are Nyawawa in English? I don't, is it evil spirits?
Nyawawa, it's spirits.
Spirits?
Not really.
Huh? Water spirits.
They are just spirits.
So they are water spirits. Okay?
Mazingaombwe ya majini.
Mazingaombwe ya majini kwa Kiswahili, ndio. So there is this guy that apparently had them.
Nyawawa.
Yes, when he was asleep.
Yeah.
And he, when he startled from his, when he got startled from his sleep, he pushed the door open and heard the singing
of Nyawawa
going. You know, and in the spirit of Nyawawa, because Nyawawa is also believed that they can take some people and go with. Okay? And so this guy started shouting, "Where are you going?" All right?
He's asking Nyawawa.
He's asking Nyawawa. And Nyawawa continued singing and pulling him out of his house and out of his compound. And they started going around with Nyawawa. And he went kilometers and kilometers with Nyawawa. By the time he was realizing that he was following Nyawawa, it was 10 a.m. in the morning. All right? So there are people, Mr. Meshach, in this whole thing of Ruto going home, that do not want to be startled in their sleep and start following Nyawawa. All right? They keep asking questions. No, but who could it be in the middle of the night singing and going this way? No, I cannot follow these guys. So every time I see Joachim and his party leader and a few others, they are saying, no, we are not going this way. Because we do not know where these people are going. And this is very troublesome, Mr. Meshach, because when this now happens, you can see that in Joachim's voice there is a lot of frustration. I have had that frustration with his party leader, one-on-one, when he's very frustrated that these people are doing something. But when they jump to the other side of the fence, claiming that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, they are not sure where they are going to get water to even water that grass. They are not even sure where the cows are going to come from to be grazing on that grass. So a lot of that problem. And this, as somebody who supports the government, how happy are you about this whole thing?
Which one?
The fact that the United Opposition cannot look. Can I play for you a video? Let's play the video for Justin Muturi again, so that you hear what I'm talking about.
Kama sio mimi, ndugu yangu Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka kuwa mgombea uchaguzi wa kiti cha urais ya upinzani. And that does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. That does not mean wengine hawana maoni yao. Lakini tuacheni hii mambo ya kushinda. Ndio inafanya William Ruto aanze kuingilia kwa magazeti kuenda kuweka kacheche. Akianza kusema ati hao wamegawanyika. No. But it's because we are not speaking the truth. Speak what is in your mind.
Okay, so my brother, that is Mr. Meshach, that is Justin Muturi, the former Speaker of Parliament, speaking and saying that his choice is Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka. Juzi, Mr. Kioni, the former aide and bodyman to Uhuru Kenyatta, was at Spice FM. Na alikuwa napiga, and he was beating the drums of Matiang'i and saying that there is nobody that is going to be a presidential candidate kama si Matiang'i, because Matiang'i is tested, Matiang'i is good, Matiang'i ni administrator, Matiang'i ni mtu mwenye anafanya kazi. If you listen to Amisi Caleb on the other side is shouting at the top of his voice and saying that we are not going for anything less than Sifuna. Okay? Maraga is on the other side in Karin, also anavutia kwake. All right? Then we have all of them all over the country.
Got lost somewhere.
You know, Okia Mtata.
He was the first to declare and set
Okia Mtata never declared. Okia Mtata formed a committee to find out.
And where are the findings?
To find out if he can be president or not. And we were never read the findings.
Maybe it was only meant for his eyes.
So, Jagero, let me come through.
Yeah.
Now, the truth is, Rigathi is building his own thing. I usually say, as an example, like during independence, while Kenya and many African countries were looking for independence, it is usually a normal for people to think that the number one desire of every slave is to be free. But the truth is, the number one desire of every slave is to have his own slave.
Okay.
So when people were finding it easy to fight for self-rule, independent Kenya, the likes of Jaramogi were thinking that all of us are in the same fight. Once we get these people out, we start ruling ourselves, and then our people, Kenyan people who have been displaced by the whites, will get back their land. But that was not the fight for Kang'ata. Kenyatta's fight was just that part of let us rule ourselves. As to whether these people will get back their land was Jaramogi and other people's thinking. So Rigathi is also with these people. And they are all united in one thing, number one, that Ruto must go. After that, they are all divided in what they are looking for. So Rigathi is looking, after Ruto must go, Rigathi is looking for Mount Kenya for himself. And nobody should feel free to field candidate and get their parties elected in that region. According to him, the fight that they join in together with Sifuna, Kalonzo, and everyone is Ruto must go. The next level of the fight is Rigathi and DCP must get all the senators, MCAs, women rep, all the elective positions that are available in Kenya within Mount Kenya region, according to Rigathi, should be his. And that takes us to what is happening now. So he does not feel comfortable sharing a win and glory when it gets to that. It should be him, and then when people sit on the table, because we know the man he is, on that table he wants to sit down as a principal, and it doesn't matter who the president is. He will bring the numbers and say, number one, our people gave you 5 million. That is 49% or this percent of your win. Number two, we have the majority in our coalition. If it is our united opposition coalition, I have the majority of senators, governors, members of parliament. So my voice, whatever I say, it doesn't matter whether you are the president. What I say should be looked at with more details than anybody else. That is the plan for Rigathi. I'm just likening it to the Odingas, Jaramogis. They are fighting together, Mau Mau, everybody, some are even dying for it. But then Kenyatta is not keen about those land returning. He is keen about once as a slave I get free, I will also have my slaves. But Jaramogi is like, okay, once we get our self-rule, our people who are displaced in different parts will come back to their land and start tilting. So coming to today, you realize Kalonzo is neither here nor there. As long as anything that can get him to presidency, that is, he does not want to stir the waters. If Rigathi thinks he is right, he is right. If Sifuna thinks he is right, he is right. If Kalou thinks he is right, everybody is right. And if Rigathi thinks Sifuna is wrong, then Rigathi is right. And if Sifuna thinks Rigathi is wrong, then Sifuna is right. According to Kalonzo, all these people are right as long as whatever they are saying
it appears
Yes.
that most of the people
Yeah.
that are in the united opposition have really no big problem with the Kalonzo Musyoka.
They don't. Except two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are those?
So that is where I was coming to. So if you look at Muturi, I'm coming to the last two which I am mentioning. If you look at Muturi is just being strategic because he has survived in politics like that for a long time. You know, Muturi is one of those very people who have been in politics longest, if you want to look at it. But Muturi is just being strategic here. He knows that Rigathi is playing the game of ensuring that the entire Mlima election happens and everybody is elected in DCP, according to Rigathi. So Muturi is moving away from that to patch himself a little to Kalonzo. You know, at the beginning, Muturi was bumper to bumper with Rigathi everywhere until the election of Mbere and his candidate was defeated. And then now he's more with Kalonzo almost every day than he is with Rigathi. Because he has a party, but he doesn't see Rigathi going to give him also an opportunity to harvest as much in parliamentary seats, senators, as much. Because Rigathi wants DCP to be as strong, the big brother in Mulima. So Muturi is moving towards Kalonzo such that even in the worst case scenario, that he does not vie for anything and he does not get members of parliament in his party that can help him negotiate strong, but himself, he can be a cabinet secretary or anything at that level. So he is already taking that. So the two which are sharing the first common call of Ruto must go, but are careful about everything else, is now the Jimmy Wanjigis of this world, and is now the Caleb Amisis of the other world. Because Jimmy has been consistent. Even before they formed the so-called united opposition, I don't know if you remember the launch of Martha Karua's party, the rebranding of Martha Karua's party. He stated in front of all of them, it is not enough to say Ruto must go. Jimmy appears to be so conscious about who comes in than just Ruto must go. So that is what makes Jimmy a little bit different. They share Ruto must go, yes, but the second priority is who comes in is as important to Jimmy as the first call of Ruto must go.
There is something that you're saying that is very interesting to me, and I would like to ask a little bit of more question on it.
Yes.
In fact, I actually thought that it is Rigathi Gachagua that is sending out Odhiambo calls them minions, but I think that's a bit on the negative side of things. But I think he's sending his foot soldiers to go and beat the drums of Kalonzo Musyoka so that it does not really come from him. So he wants Kalonzo Musyoka, but he does not want to say it because he's a big principal and he doesn't want to be, because I think some members of some principals want a consensus. Some want to be mathematical and they want it to be scientific. All right. So now you saying that you don't think that actually Mr. Justin Muturi is talking and speaking out of his own accord rather than being sent by Mr. Rigathi Gachagua is very interesting to me. I had not seen it through that lens. Number two, I want to ask you, obviously the SG of Safina Party is here, but what do you think they want? These other small people around Gachagua.
Yeah, let me come to that. That's where my thoughts were. So Jimmy is looking at number one call is as good as number two, which is who comes in if Ruto goes.
Okay.
But to the other guys, even Sifuna has mentioned it 1,000 times. Ruto going will have solved our 80% problem. So according to Sifuna, Ruto going is the main thing. Any other thing is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But now Jimmy is careful because he feels like who steps in after Ruto makes the whole team wins quickly. Because if you want to know the truth, if you want to know that is what they are looking at, when Caleb Amisi speaks, including in this studio, He says the reason why there is so much following, according to them, where somebody like me still don't even believe. Remember when we were here with Odhiambo at the very beginning, I say, where has that been tested, this so-called Sifuna's numbers? Where has it been tested? I don't know anywhere it has been tested. Internet cannot test a political realities. So according to Caleb Amisi,
that is also the same thing that Safina Party says, because they have not been rated by any polls.
Yes,
and they are pretty mad about it. I will hear what.
Let me finish. Let me just.
Every poll you are rated as others.
Let me finish.
No, we are not mentioned. And it's okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yes.
So, it's good enough.
To be an enemy that your competitor doesn't see, it's a very good thing.
Yeah, let me come to the last bit of it.
Okay.
So Caleb has been consistently saying, the reason why young people supported the Linda Mwananchi in a big way was because they were seeing this as a new chapter of the country's politics, with people who might have been in politics but have not have no dirty hands, quote unquote, because they have not taken too long in politics to get their hands dirty. So it's a new beginning for most young people. That is according to
that is very interesting.
That's according to Amisi. So if
do you believe that you can only be squeaky clean when you have not had a lot of rodeo in politics? Because
for me it's different, because I have been around and I know there is nobody clean. The clean is what we sell, but what you order sometimes is not what is delivered.
You don't think Sifuna is clean?
No, he is not.
Sifuna is not clean?
He is not.
I mean, what do you know about Sifuna?
No.
Do you think Jimmy Wanjigi is clean?
Jimmy is not clean. Let me just finish my trail of thought. So, according to Amisi, this is the reason why young people supported us as Linda Mwananchi. So, if you move with this whole Linda Mwananchi to Rigathi, to Kalonzo, then young people will ask a question we cannot answer. What's the difference between where we are coming from to where we are going? And so Amisi keeps saying, if we have to work with the team of older generations, like Kalonzo, Muturis, and that group, then it is only possible for young people to support it if Sifuna is the leading candidate there. But if not that, then we would rather stand alone and go it alone all the way to the ballot. So only those two, the Amisi and Jimmy, are the ones who think the second question is more important, who comes in after Ruto is gone. But the rest think the second question does not matter, because according to them, Sifuna was even on record before his ODM Oster came. I remember in Mombasa, when he was speaking as the SG at ODM at 20 celebration, he said, anyone here can be president. Arati can be, Joe can be, any of these people can be. So for him, he's not keen on who can really be the president of a country and move the country.
Joachim want to say something very quickly. Mr. Joachim, what is your problem?
I do not have a problem.
Okay.
You have a concern.
I always tell Kenyans that in the noise you're making, what are you looking for? When you are shouting, Sisi ndio Sifuna, what does Sisi ndio Sifuna represent to you? In this case, there is no question about William Ruto going home. In all these opposition homes, when you are shouting, Sisi ndio Sifuna, there's a question of William Ruto going home. When you say one term, it's a question of William Ruto. There is no question about it for us within the homes of opposition. But again, after the noise have calmed down, after you've attended a very heated rally, and you're now in your house seated, what really are you fighting for? When we say that we need a new president, this president is coming to do what? And we are saying, the question is not about who. The question is about what can you do? Jagero, we agree. William Ruto will go home. He has no numbers to beat what the numbers that we have.
Well, this guy doesn't agree with you.
I do not expect him to agree with that. But again, I am asking a question that is not just a matter of opposition and government. It's a matter of 60 million Kenyans who deserve a better life than we are seeing. Today, as we speak, and we are discussing about who becomes president, there's a World Bank report that says 2.4 million Kenyans are more likely to fall into poverty this year. This noise that we are making of wewe usikuja ulukalau, silata kierere. Aya, sisi ndio sifuna. How are we going to solve this problem of 2.4 million Kenyans who are doing well today, but they are more likely to fall into poverty this same year? Because those are the conversations we are looking for. The question we are asking, even as we ask William Ruto, that when you are done building a road, no one speaks bad about any road, because a road is a good thing. But now, what effect does that road have to the people using that road? If that road does not contribute to one more person living poverty and being self-independent, then that road is useless. When you build this building is useless if it does not make the people around here a little more sufficient than they were when the building was not there. So the importance is not in the building, the importance is in the effect it has on the lives of the people. The reason why we are saying William Ruto must go, and I have told you, is that we feel he has mismanaged a very important aspect of life, the economic well-being of the people. And therefore the next candidate, the next president, must have the wherewithal, the thick skin, the boldness to solve this problem.
And that is why I keep asking you, my friend Joachim, that you are on a losing streak. Every day we wake up, it looks like the wishes of you driving Ruto out of this government is chipping away every day.
Tell me how that
first of all, your party leader is 0% on the polls. Correct?
No, he's not in the polls.
0%. So that is we are assuming it's zero because
no, Jagero.
Okay, what is okay? Jagero. Okay, let's be honest.
When you did sit for an example, let me ask you.
Okay,
he's below zero. He's not in the poll.
No,
zero is already.
You are a student in a school, and you did not sit for an exam.
Okay,
can you be rated?
No.
So why do you want to rate Jimmy, who is not in the polls?
He was, but they're saying
Have
others.
you ever seen Jimmy Wanjigi
on the polls?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me if you're
okay. To be honest to myself and to you, no.
Yes.
Upon which I will ask another question.
Yes.
Why is he not on the polls?
Jagero, there is a custom in this country.
Okay.
And for the very first time,
all right,
we are introducing politics that have never been played anywhere.
All right.
Jagero, we were in Nakuru in a session of 2.5 hours.
Yeah, actually 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yes.
We did not mention anybody. The farthest my party leader went is to say President Ruto is incompetent.
Okay.
It has never been witnessed anywhere. Because we are doing the politics of that one is bad, I am the only one who is good, which does not work.
Okay.
The reason why you see these polls going around,
all right,
is that they do not know they are living in the past. By the time they realize that people left this train station long time ago, they'll be the ones catching up.
By the train station, you mean the polls?
The train station I'm talking about is that the type of politics that shall be played in 2027 is completely different from what is being played today.
But to be fair to you,
yes,
that was not the premise of my question.
What's the premise of your question?
The premise of my question was that I started with Jimmy Wanjigi, but that's not where I was ending. Then when you live with Jimmy Wanjigi on the sidewalk,
yes,
all right, you go to somebody like Sifuna, and he doesn't seem to know what he wants. He wanted to go to Kalou to do what nobody knows. His senior, Mr. Gachagua, tell him, look, go to Nyahururu. Wacha Kierere. Okay. The person that is telling not to go to Nyahururu is impeached and is not able to stand as a president. Okay, so we go to the other side of Kenya. We find Kalou Musyoka, who is walking his dogs. He's completely oblivious.
He's waiting for people to tell him.
Yeah, in fact, when you know very well that when you look at Kalou Musyoka now, you remember what happened just before 2013, when Uhuru Kenyatta had blessed your fellow lawyer man, Mr. Mudavadi, to be the presidential candidate. But what happened? He went and sat home and started taking tea and njugu, waiting for Uhuru to run his presidency. Okay, so that is what Kalonzo is doing. Okay, you leave him and go to Maraga in Karen. I don't know what is going on there. When you leave Maraga, you go to Kisii, and you find a gentleman called Matiang'i. Matiang'i is confusing you because the entire foot soldiers that belong to Matiang'i are at Linda Mwananchi. That is Pauline Njoroge, that's Irungu Kang'ata, that is Angel Mbuthia. They have left the party to go and run around with Linda Mwananchi. Okay, so now you go back to the hill and look at Ruto. And Ruto has got his army together. So when you keep saying that we agree that Ruto has to go, fair enough. But if I asked you today, who is taking Ruto home?
Jagero.
Do you have a name?
And that is the best wrong question in the country. If there has ever been the best wrong question, is that one of saying, now who will take William?
Okay, who is it?
And let me give you some historical snippet. No.
Don't.
The beauty with politics is that
the problem with you is that you're trying to go round and round. Round and round. Round and round. And we only have up to 10.
I was born a teacher. And
a teacher or a chef?
No, a teacher.
What happened to your skills at cooking?
I'm a multi-talented person.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
And my teaching skills comes in here.
You can even teach cooking.
Yes, you can teach anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So, the beauty with politics is that it starts with chaos before organization. Around every election period, kuna kuanga na a lot of uncertainty before direction is now given. Let me give you two micro examples.
Okay.
One example is in 2002. Before 2002, we had a movement similar to Linda Mwananchi. Muungano wa Mageuzi.
Muungano wa Mageuzi.
Yes. People were talking about young people of that time.
Can you remind me of the principals and their names?
James Orengo.
Okay. That was the leader.
Yes.
202, yes.
Arap Kirwa.
Okay.
And so many others.
Kivutha.
They were Kivutha Kibwana. They were the firebrand young people of the time.
So you've named how many? 3?
Yes.
Okay.
And they were quite a number.
Okay.
You can do your homework.
Where was Raila and Kibaki?
Raila was a poster boy for Moi.
A poster boy?
Yes. Raila was Secretary General of KANU.
Yes.
So he cannot join people in shouting Muungano wa Mageuzi.
24 years is enough.
Mwai Kibaki was the only person having meetings discussing how to bring free education.
Okay.
Aya. Omaro Kijana by the time.
Do you remember the money man, the one that was buying the tea? Who was it? Who could it have been? Not Orengo for sure. Because I love this part of history. Go ahead.
You see, and in that Muungano wa Mageuzi, it's only that I was very young at that time.
Okay.
But we were still inside there.
Okay.
Subterraneanly.
Okay.
So, the only person who didn't look like he will never become, he didn't look like he can become president.
Okay.
Because he was holding small meetings here and there, discussing how to bring free education.
Okay.
So when he comes
that was who?
Mwai Kibaki.
Mwai Kibaki.
Mwai Kibaki was having meetings in Karen, where? And
why do I have a feeling you are about to say Nakuru?
No,
Mombasa.
Small meetings saying,
okay,
how do we bring free education primary?
Okay, how do we deal with Odia's debt?
Yeah. And there was another gentleman called Wamaru Kijana, who loved watching cartoons. The man with yes.
Okay.
The man with an impeccable
English. Yeah.
Queen's language.
Queen's language.
He could speak and you could fall asleep.
Yeah.
No one considered
I think
him.
if you would have done literature, you've gone that direction.
Yeah.
But you went to hospitality, so
I still have a lot of time.
Okay.
So I can still sharpen my skills.
Yeah. You told me that you are going to do law, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I will do law. At the age of 40, 45, I will be the best lawyer in this town.
So, president. Go ahead.
I'll be. I don't think I'll be president.
Okay.
So, at that time, all attention of the country was on Moi and his team. What will Moi do?
Okay.
No one considered Kibaki.
Okay.
No one was thinking Wamaru will be anything.
He was polling 0.
Yes. He was not even in the polls.
He was not.
Yes. Polls zake zilikuwa kidogo.
Yeah. The more they change, the more they remain the same.
Nothing. You see, when you see, nothing is new under the sun. So,
go ahead.
By the time things crystallized,
okay,
and Moi announced Uhuru as his candidate, the whole country focused.
Raila bolted.
Before even Raila bolted, meetings in town began. Even Mount Kenya decided to support Uhuru Kenyatta, and they were having meetings. So we don't care what Moi had done to us.
Yeah.
Uhuru Kenyatta is our son. We have to make him president. Even those people who are bitterly against Moi. And then again, something happens. Tinga leaves Moi.
Of course. Do you think that Tinga wanted to be the one to be told Tosha? Sindio?
Tinga wanted either him, this guy, this vice president who died, Saitoti, that caliber. But when he said Uhuru, Tinga left with everybody. And he came and said, Kibaki Tosha. Almost a year to election. Things now crystallized and the people now said, this is where we are going. When you look at 2013, we had a very handsome man who was sweeping the country with his smile.
Peter Kenneth.
Nobody was thinking about Uhuru becoming president. You remember that meeting where Musalia Mudavadi was announcing to the country that they had had a conversation with Uhuru, and Uhuru had agreed to be the chairperson of his campaign. So at that time, you could not even discuss Uhuru's candidature. So things were still mad with murky waters. Today, the situation is exactly the same. The same. So I'm telling you.
Are you landing yet? Are you about to land?
Yes.
Land so that because I want to bring this gentleman to disagree with me properly.
Yeah,
because
I'm speaking expecting disagreement. So today, people are asking questions. And every election, Jagero, has a question to it. In 2002, the question was cutting off Moi.
That was the question.
And bring in the new dispensation. That Moi has to be dealt with. So anything that represents Moi's continuity has to be done away with. The question of 2007 was 41 against 1. Raila had managed to tell the whole country that, look, your problem is this community here, called Kikuyus.
Okay.
The economy is doing well, but only for them.
That's what Raila said.
Yeah. When you look at the strategy of campaign done by Anyang' Nyong'o, he was to maximize on the small communities, mobilize them against one. That led to the death of people. In 2013, the question was ICC.
Do you really think that Raila did that, or Mount Kenya ostracized themselves and went
There has never been a politician in this country who was very good at coming up with an election template like Raila Odinga. He was a master of that thing.
Because did Raila ever stand anywhere and spoke against the Kikuyus?
I am saying I saw the plan I will send you. Written by Anyang' Nyong'o. They had listed on one side strengths of Raila.
Okay.
On the other side, his weakness. And the first weakness written by Anyang' Nyong'o was that the candidate, their candidate, had limited knowledge on economic matters. That was the weakness.
That
the
one,
weakness.
even if Meshach disagrees, I will say yes to that one.
But Raila's strength.
What was the first weakness? Remind me, because I love it. What is the
limited knowledge on economic matters?
Limited knowledge on economic matters.
When you are selling a product, you have to understand its weakness, and Nyong'o was doing it. On the other side, the strength of Raila was his mobilization
skills
and oratory
skills.
Yes, that was it. Another thing was now to maximize on animosity against Kibaki and make it a Kikuyu thing.
That was also written by Anyang' Nyong'o.
Yes, it is in that. But Raila never stood anywhere and spoke. Raila was a very clever guy. So that became the question of 207. In 2013, it became the question of ICC, where one team was saying, we as a country are capable of dealing with our matters our own way. The other side was saying, no. This is so big, we can't deal with it here, they have to go to The Hague. In 2017, it was about theft of government resources. It started in 2014 with the Eurobond, it went on with the NYS, and it became the question that Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, ni wezi, wanafaa waende wapi? Nyumbani. That became the question of the election. In 2022...
can I ask you a question, though? Yes. They forgot quickly.
Yes.
In the run-up to 2022 election. Because they were talking about theft. But how did Ruto do so well to the extent that most people forgot about the theft?
People chose to swallow poison, and they are now complaining about stomachache. They are lucky that the poison hasn't killed them. There is nothing they didn't know about this poison. They knew, but they swallowed it anyway. So it's upon them. Their stomachache is actually a blessing that the poison has not killed you. So the question became about theft of resources, corruption. You remember Uhuru Kenyatta going to parliament and tabling something called the list of shame, people who had stolen from government. At that time, so that becomes the question of 2017. In 2022, for the first time in the independent Kenya, the conversation was about social class and an economic model. The haves and the have-nots. That we, the people with nothing, have decided that we are going to take over the leadership of this country and show these people with everything that we are capable of leading this country. That was Hustler and Dynasty.
Okay.
So what do you think is the question in 2027?
We go full circle, all the way back to 2002.
The question in 2027 is about the true liberty and a true sovereign state of the country, where everyone is able to afford their own lives.
Joachim, are you a bold man?
I am very bold.
Who is able to do that in 2027?
When we talk about who is able,
it
comes to a person who is more clear on explaining the problem, and the person who has prescribed the solution to that problem. It's not about the noise. You can win election with a populist agenda.
Who is it?
Who has prescribed the problem?
Yeah.
Of course, no one denies that it's not Jimmy Wanjigi.
Okay, it is Jimmy Wanjigi.
Yes, no one denies that.
Okay, so then, Meshach, please, I thank you very much for letting me have this conversation with the. Because I've got a lot of questions for you.
I have a lot I need.
Okay, so now, Mr. Joachim, the assumption is that Jimmy Wanjigi is going to be by the United Opposition. Is that the assumption? If Jimmy were to grab the presidency from His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, he would have to be fronted by the united opposition. No, yes or no?
It is not a question of yes or no. You realize that we have been very consistent in saying that it's not going to be about alliances. In 2 or 2 people sat in a room and decided, hapa surrender. Omaro wa kijana akasema, okay, nimeona it's so heated, mimi from this room, I will support that one. Raila also said, okay, pia mimi vile naona hapa, sitaki.
Kumbe ni mkora.
Nyachaya akakuja huko nyuma akaambia,
amekatiwa maziwa.
Nyachaya akaambia Raila fanya hivi. Sema ni mimi natosha.
Akakubali.
Raila akasema sawa. Mimi nitasema wewe. Sasa Nyachaya wakati alikuwa amekaa Uhuru Park.
Alipatia Raila nini? Alipatia Raila nini?
Some good money.
Some good money.
Money that helped Kibaki to go be treated in London.
Okay. Okay.
So wakati Nyachaya alikuwa amekaa kwa kiti, Raila akipewa microphone, alikuwa anajua bas ni mimi.
Alishakatiwa maziwa ingine na Kibaki.
No, alikuwa anajua the person with the voices, Raila. So Kibaki had played cool, like he didn't know what was happening. Raila sema ati huyu Kibaki ndiye anatosha, hapana. Sema nyinyi si mnaona Kibaki anatosha. He asked a question and the people responded. So akasema ai Nyachai si hata pia unaona.
I want you are dodging my question though.
Yes.
Yes.
The question is,
you don't have to be fronted by the united opposition for Wanjigi to win the elections.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yes.
All right, great. So that means that if we do not have to, then it means that Gachagua and the others, you'll have many presidential candidates. Correct?
We are looking at the worst case scenario.
Okay.
When everyone runs, is that no one gets 50+1. The newest headache, according to the Constitution of Kenya in any election, is 50+1.
Okay.
And it gives people headache. So let's say everyone runs. There will have to be a runoff. Because even William Ruto will not get 50+1.
Okay. I want to go to this gentleman has said a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things have been noted here. Let me come in.
Most of them are lies.
Yeah, all of them.
There's a problem with the camera. What is going on? In Africa, just stay with the white then for now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you listen to Joachim, now I realize why sometimes ladies say, hey, men can lie.
He's a typical man.
Men can lie. I now realize why ladies say so. So first, the comparison Joachim is bringing would look nice and would sound good to the ears, but unfortunately, where it matters, there is no comparison because number one, in this whole setup, you know, he is trying to draw the comparison of 202 and how Kibaki became president versus what the scenario we have now. But the main thing is completely missing. And the main thing here, the magnanimity of the man called Raila Odinga, putting the country ahead of his own ambition. Remember, even the difference he's talking about is not true. Raila differed with Moi because when Raila became Secretary General after the merger, they agreed that we are now moving KANU to a true democratic party.
Okay.
And when you are retiring, and because the law requires you now to, the only thing that a democratic party needs to do is to let the people, members of the party, choose who should take the leadership of the party when you are gone. So Raila was pushing, according to him and the people who walked out with him from KANU, had agreed that we are going, anybody who wants to take over after Moi as the presidential candidate is allowed, but declare, and then once you declare, the other person declare, everybody declare, we go for the delegates, and the delegates will choose who their presidential candidate for KANU should be. But Moi was used to shortcut because he was running KANU as a pocket thing.
Okay.
So he refused, and that is how he bypassed all that and pointed at Uhuru. And so Raila was like, we can't be in a party where you who is going home is the one electing the presidential candidate when the party has grassroots people and the delegates. So he managed to walk out, and the people who believed in that principle walked out with him, including diehard Kanu people like Saitotis and the rest.
Can you remind
so
me?
Where are you disagreeing with me?
Can you remind me why Raila was in Kanu?
Raila moved to Kanu after the 97 election when the rest of the opposition, Kibaki and the rest, decided they are going to court. Raila said, I know I didn't win. So I don't have to claim to Kanu that Kanu stole my win. So it is okay for Kibaki and the other guys who feel like Kanu stole their win to go to court. I will work with Moi. According to me, nothing of mine has been stolen. I didn't win.
But also Raila, Kibaki and Matiba had the opportunity to do a clean sweep on Moi.
Yeah,
what happened?
That could have happened, but lessons came from 1990 when the Kikuyu politicians had fought Moi since assumption of that office at the death of Jomo Kenyatta, and they almost gave up. And then they tried to say, one more time, we must try. They went to Jaramogi at home, and they asked Jaramogi, it is you who can do this, and we are going to support you. And when Ford was now a big thing that was actually going to happen, it was actually going to happen. Then Mulamwa betrayed us, Shikuku, and Matiba. So Matiba was manipulated by NIS. Moi did the strategy. And when Matiba was coming from the other side, NIS had made the population sing Matiba, and NIS are the ones who organized the
what they call NIS then? The special branch.
Exactly.
It was Linjiru.
Yes. They are the ones who organized the reception of Matiba at JKIA. So when Matiba came, then the rest of the team at within the Ford movement had said Jaramogi is our candidate. But now when Matiba saw the way people celebrated,
he was so innocent.
The way people celebrated his homecoming, actually a few of them went to see him in London. The ones who were being used by Kanu. Went and wakanongoneza, boss, Pinywachi.
Yes.
You are the one. You are the one. So Matiba was still doubtful. But when he landed and saw the reception, it was huge. If I was Matiba, I would do the same. I would do the same.
He was made to believe.
So when Matiba came, this is where the word let the people decide came.
Okay.
So it is Matiba who said, let the people decide. So these other guys were already decided that Jaramogi will be our presidential candidate. But now Matiba said, in a true democracy, let the people be the one to decide. So that is the mantra Raila was carrying. Let the people be the one to do what?
To decide.
So in 1997, it was difficult for people who were present and saw the betrayal, like Raila, to imagine that they can quickly organize something and beat Moi. So he said, let me work with Moi. Then now coming to 202, where we are differing is with you is just on some factual stories, but the principle remains the same. So in 202, I don't think the election was about 41 against.
No,
not 202. That is 207. In 202, the election went because Raila moved with a big team, organized a party that was now LDP, because NDP ilivunjwa ikaingia ndani ya KANU. Then now Raila organizes LDP, moves with Saitoti, Kalonzo, all these people. He had a very big team across the country following that trail. But Kibaki was with Ngilu and Wamalwa, NAK. They had already started kujipanga.
Moving around.
So what made Kibaki the president is the magnanimity of one Raila Amolo Odinga. even though looking by his side, he could see Kalonzo, Saitoti, the people from Coast, everybody, including JJ Kamothos of this world. Raila had a face of Kenya in that LDP. But he still didn't insist that I must be the one running. These people must support me. So that magnanimity to step back and say it is a big thing for the country to get rid of the leadership of KANU and take the country forward. That is why he that let this man Kibaki do what? He didn't care if it is not him. Now, the scenario today, Jimmy would be that Kibaki doing small meetings in Nakuru and wherever, according to Secretary General Joachim. But where is he going to get the Raila and the magnanimity to say, I can suspend, even though
I am going to tell you why
Kalonzo do that?
He's going. I can tell you where he's going to get Raila.
Yes.
It is his brother. His brother right there in Wamunyoro.
I know, but do you think his brother has the character traits of Raila Odinga? I doubt.
I agree with him on one part.
But also, we were here the other day, Joachim, even as you wait to get into this conversation, we were here with his friend, Mr. Odhiambo Otieno.
Yeah.
And Mr. Odhiambo Otieno said that the best candidate that Wamunyoro should actually pick is Jimmy Wanjigi. Because all these other ones are vultures.
Yes.
And they are going to throw him under the bus.
Even Wanjigi is one, but smaller one.
No.
This guy thinks Wanjigi is his age mate.
No. Let me just come to my.
I don't think it is about age.
No,
I don't think he's talking about age.
Not literal age.
Jagero not finished. So his brother can do that, but it won't come out exactly the same as 202. Do you know what propelled Kibaki's
the reason why I'm saying that is because should Wamunyoro say Jimmy Wanjigi Tosha, he has 4 million votes.
No, let me tell you what propelled Kibaki's presidency and acceptability across the country.
Okay.
Because
can't be only about Raila Odinga.
No,
come on.
No, let me just give you my thinking.
Okay.
Because there has been political rivalry for a long time between the Luo nation and the Kikuyu nation. Both of us on this table know.
Correct.
Jaramogi's betrayal all that time. Raila's all that time. So when Raila said it is Kibaki, very few people knew that even if Raila is going to give it to someone, it is going to be a Kikuyu and Kibaki. Because Kibakis are the people who were with Moi when Raila was in jail, because these are the people who the Railas were fighting for democracy, and Kibaki was saying, you are like, you want to cut a Mugumo tree with a razor blade. So who would think in their wildest imagination that that is a man Raila can actually accept and say, Kibaki Tosha? So if you bring that comparison today, it won't fall in the same space because these are brothers. If Jimmy were to be given that kind of treatment, it should come from somewhere else and not within Mount Kenya, because we are deeply tribal as a country. If it comes from one of you, then we know Kikuyus are on the way looking for power again. The 42 tribes have never been in power. It is one from Kalenjin to Kikuyu, from Kikuyu to Kalenjin. And now the plan has been hatched, it is going back to Kikuyu. People will say that even if you don't want to accept. But if Jimmy were if Jimmy were to be given that by somebody else from a different place, it might make a little sense. You want to interject? I want to go to 207.
Do you think that Kalonzo Musyoka is going to say Jimmy Wanjigi Tosha?
That's the big question. Can Kalonzo be magnanimous enough? Like
can Matiang'i be
the magnanimity of Kalonzo?
It is.
No.
Interject.
It's not about the magnanimity of Kalonzo.
Okay.
It's about the gravitas.
Okay.
Yes.
Can he say?
I think it is both.
Yes. Can he say?
I would say it is both.
So that's why why SG needs to just now check these candidates one by
thing
one.
I want to rain on my brother so that he doesn't
I am going
go
to
away
207.
from. Yes, I want you to go to 207.
Yes.
But let us wind up with the 202.
Yes.
Okay.
So that we are done with these things.
Okay.
Yes.
I have noticed that our point of departure.
Okay.
You are explaining the dynamics around an election, and I was talking about the question of the election.
Okay.
These are two factors. The dynamics, you are good. The dynamics around how 202 happened and how 1992 happens were about the MOU being broken by Moi and Raila. That I agree. But the question of the election, why were the people turning up to elect? What was on their mind? The people are not going to elect their president in 202 thinking about Raila's betrayal. The question was about doing away with Moi.
Yes.
That's what I keep on saying. The question of an election is different from the political dynamics. And it's not a bad disagreement for the benefit of the audience. And another thing I have noticed about 1992, people have always wanted to bring in an issue of betrayal in 1992. I have a reason to believe that Moi played a long con game, a very clear con game that split the opposition. And Raila saw the con game. In 1992, he was telling his father that you cannot run all of you, Moi will beat you.
Yeah.
He was saying it in 1992, that when you run all of you, this guy will win. But Jaramogi saw, I am 78 years old. If I don't run now, where will I ever run? Matiba has been made to believe that, Bwana. And they had coached Martin Shukuku,
Yes.
who took Matiba for a rally in Malaba. Hii Malaba yenye iko na Seth Panyako.
Yes.
So Martin Shukuku.
Why are you reminding us? Seth was just chilling.
So Martin Shukuku goes
Who was
there.
just chilling?
You see Matiba ya Kikuyu, he doesn't understand Kiluya. So Martin Shukuku stands and says, tunasupport huyu Mkikuyu na hata ni mgonjwa. Ndo kitu ikifanyika hapo katikati, mimi nichukue. Waluya wakapiga makofi, alafu akageuka hivi akauliza Matiba. Si ni namna hiyo? Matiba akasema, hey! So the person who was used by the system was Martin. So there was no betrayal at that time. People have always wanted to bring in. But Moi with the Linjiru, Jirongo, Martin Shikuku, and Ruto played a long con game.
So, Joachim,
Can we go to 97? Because I want you to finish your point very fast.
Yes, allow me to come to 207. They are still linking, because the reason why people were so tired with Kanu and Moi was that it was time the country needed some reforms. For a long time, we were in the constitution that had stored all the powers in presidency. And that is why, at that time, Moi could simply tell you, Joachim, if you see some land and you want, just go take it. He just pen it down, and that was the law. So you realize even districts were being given by the president. There is no independent body that can demarcate and say this is now enough to be a district or anything. So Moi, if you are his friend, he could give you a district and make you the district commissioner. And that was the law. So all those needed some reforms. The country was now growing. So for the sake of that reform, Moi was an impediment to all those reforms because he had enjoyed that power. So imagining that that power should go and he lives on without it was difficult. So he had to refuse that nothing like those reforms should happen. So that is what made the election of 202, Moi must go, or Kanu must go, because Moi was not vying. But they saw Uhuru, Moi in Uhuru, the extension. So they said, this we have to deal with, and it was agreeable. Come 2007, 2007 was a follow-up of that, because when Kibaki was now Tosha, and this team, you remember the summit, which had Mudi Awori, Ngilu, Kibaki, Raila, and these people who campaigned across the country. Immediately, people left Uhuru Park. In the evening, they were going to sit down with Kibaki to now start the plan of how to move the country forward. And they were already locked out. And the Mount Kenya Mafia had already taken over. And now Kibaki had already started enjoying those powers.
I remember Buru crying at the gate of
Exactly. So come to 2005, the agreement was, when we get into power, 100 days za kwanza, the first 100 days, we need a new constitution for this country, which will take out some of these powers concentrated in the presidency to other commissions or other bodies, so that we have a country that is truly democratic and not one man running everything.
Okay.
But the problem is Kibaki had already taken the sword, and they made him in the first day to feel what power is. And they did not want that power to go. So they started dodging this issue. And then the push goes on.
Can I say something for a minute?
Yes.
Immediately after swearing in, Kibaki was not doing so well.
Yes.
Health-wise?
Yes. I am told he was bedridden for like a month or two.
Yeah.
So the cabals around Kibaki took that chance.
Yes, to exercise power.
To exercise power against Arap Mibei.
Yes.
Do you know Arap Mibei?
Arap Mibei.
Yes.
Agwambo.
Arap Mibei is Raila Odinga.
Yes.
So when that happened, Joachim, you're right. When that happened, Jagero, they felt that thing you feel when you're actually enjoying real power. And so when Raila and the rest were pushing for what they agreed on, it was difficult. And you remember, including the issues of devolution, which takes more powers to others. And then Kibaki realizes this is also going to take, he also feels like these people are right. We cannot give power away like this, all of it. And we went all the way to Kilifi draft against the devolution that was given by WACO committee. And so election of 2007 was about Kikuyu who took power and started enjoying and were not willing to give these powers to other decentralized institutions against the rest of Kenyans who felt like we need these powers to be so putting it like 41 against 1 that somebody coined specifically for Kikuyu is wrong.
Well, I told you
the Kikuyu, because they were near this power,
but that is why I asked you whether it was self-isolation.
It was self-isolation, given that power was already in their hands. Yes.
I told you that Raila was a genius of politics. And for you to coin a template, you have to look at the environment. Is it supportive of your template? So it is easier to come and say, it's these Kikuyus. Because you've looked at...
Yeah, but was it a lie?
A matter of a lie or no? No, Kikuyus
was it a lie? Because when Kibaki was in a wheelbarrow, Raila and co were going all over the country. Fighting for change. Immediately,
it was not a lie.
Immediately they were ushered in. They said, "Hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili."
It was not a lie.
And they Kikuyunized the nation. True or false?
It was an issue of Materi Keriri.
Yes.
Francis Mudaura.
Yes.
Chris Murungaru. Karaitu Murungi.
Among others.
Among others. So those 4. So when Raila was coining 41 against 1, he knew it will sell.
So
was he coining it? Ama Kikuyu, the Kikuyu nation had Kikuyunized the country.
Let me see, when water spills, you can direct it. So that's what Raila did.
Yeah. So Jagero.
So who is to blame?
No, am I saying anyone has to be blamed?
No. Because so the way you are cooking it sounds like you are cooking nyongo, but then
when you saw it wrongly, nyongo was brilliant.
All right.
when you are entrusted...
So Nyong'o was talking about what was in display in the open,
yes,
right?
He was just putting a script on it.
Let me bring you to the
context. He was
context.
just putting a script on it.
Yeah, let me bring you to the context.
He was articulating it.
When these people had enjoyed this power, they remembered, a few of them were there when Kang'ata was president. And they saw the people who were around Kenyatta's. You remember the Koinanges, the former...
The Kihika Kimanis.
Kihikas and the Njonjos. This, at time of Kibaki, was almost going to be exactly the same way. And so the people around Kenyatta, Jagero, they enjoyed, because some of them, like Michukis, got including Windsor hotels for free, because Windsor was actually for the whites. They were built by the whites.
And then they left and Michuki was given.
Yeah, they were given. A lot of things were given to people who were close by. So the Kibaki's time is almost giving them the same memory, because Kibaki also joined when the constitution has not changed and they are enjoying this power fully, and it is not against the law. The law then favored them. So they start enjoying around Kibaki, and they realize Raila's and these other guys are pushing so much that this power should be given now to other institutions. And they don't want. And this is what takes us to the referendum
of
205. And when we get to 207, now it is that issue.
It is so deep.
It is that issue of these people who want to seize power and never let go versus people who want reform. And it happens by nature that people who are close to power enough to not want reforms are only the Kikuyus and the Mount Kenya at large. And the rest of the country are like in the cold. They do not have any power to protect. So it becomes 41 against 1 naturally by nature. And that is the vote of 207.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go as far as saying naturally. I would say that there is a case of fire and gasoline nearby.
Yes.
So we have fire and then we have gasoline.
So let me finish now. So let me finish now. So when you get to that, you realize what happened, and we learned the lessons, and Raila begins a new journey of reforms. The constitution comes in 2010. Kibaki now knows, after all, from the IPPG, I only have 2 terms, and the second term is this. So I don't have anything else to protect. And then he now loosened so that we can get the constitution.
It was also pressure from the international
the people around
community.
him still want more powers to be concentrated anyway, but it's not possible. So come 2013, we are having an election which has been now pushed from the reforms and everything to the issue that happened in 2007, where Kikuyu feel like they did 41 against 1, but then they cleansed Ruto for the sake of them getting presidency. And they say Ruto was fighting for Raila. So Ruto has no problem.
I have the background story. So it's good that I give it.
Yes, just wait, I finish. Then
let him interject.
These things are not good when you wait and finish.
Yes, let him interject and finish. Let him finish this story, then you go, because I want you to go very fast.
Yes,
because
I am headed somewhere. I'm coming to this election.
Yes.
So all this happened.
No. Let him interject. Let him interject, and then you'll come back to it.
You see, people think that things happened naturally, and that Kikuyu sat down and cleansed William Ruto. Let me tell you, the person who worked so hard in 2013 to be where he was as deputy president is none other than William Ruto. Who didn't look for William? No, they were not even talking. The first time they met in Serena, they almost fought. Fist fight. Everyone calling another murderer. Wewe ni muuaji. Upia anasema wewe ndiye muuaji mkubwa kabisa. It was not like ati walikaa chini wakasema tufanye aje. They had talked.
They were fighting over what to drink, tea or whiskey.
No. They had the issue of 207 had put them asunder. The person who was trying to look for a way of being in the presidency, because William Ruto, you know, he does not come from a big family. So he knows that hii kesi ya Hague, mimi itanimaliza. So how do I survive it? I have to be part of this presidency so that I use it to protect myself. So he walks around looking for something. By the time he's walking, Uhuru Kenyatta has already talked to Musalia and told him, wewe fanya hivi, you will protect me when you are president, all right? I will manage your campaign. I'll give you money. I will run your campaign. So Musalia, being Musalia, goes and sleeps in Karen and waits for Uhuru to run his campaign. So meetings are happening. They are still discussing who should run. There is even an attempt of a merger between Peter Kenneth and William. So the question becomes this. What is the most unlikely thing to happen in this election? Let us put together two warring communities. Because you could not defeat Tinga. He is prime minister. Bwana. Tinga is prime minister. You cannot say he is incompetent because his work speaks for itself. Alibomoa hadi nyumba ya brother yake akijenga Southern Bypass. Nyumba ya Oburu. Alibomoa. Kwani wewe nadhani hijira Tinga. Akasema huyu Tinga tunamshinda aje. So Tinga was pushing people who orchestrated killing of Kenyans should be tried in the Hague. But these ones coined something that, no, let us bring it together. So the first meeting of Uhuru and Ruto was chaos. Before they could actually agree, the meeting had taken place for almost 2 years. They started like in 2010, and now it came up to 2013. So it was not an easy thing. But for political expediency, because you want to put in some Royco cube and Biringanya. You come and say, unaona hawa Wakikuyu hawa ndo walikuja wakachukua Ruto kwa sababu wanataka kujiprotect. The issue was not about Kikuyus. The issue was about Uhuru Kenyatta preserving himself. It was about him. I don't know if I can say this, but he was so alarmed with this issue of Hague. So the winning of 2013 was not something they were trying. It was either they win or they perish. So they went at it with everything they had. You can continue, my brother.
Yeah, so after this, Jagero, we have the 2017 election, which is not so much on either of these. It is more like independent, because the two people who came into power and made the country, especially the younger population, believe that
digital versus analog.
It is digital versus analog. So Raila and the older people versus this young. But it went the way it went because the country could also see, and Maraga did his thing as usual, and
it was about theft.
It was about that. Then the Ruto brings the class in 2022. But now come to the election of 2027, where I am differing with Joachim. A lot of people that are in my circle are thinking that election of 2027 will be against entitlement. Entitlement which started as a generosity, Kenyatta, cabals around him, giving things for free. And the generosity of yesterday is the expectation of today, and it easily becomes the entitlement for tomorrow. So the generosity of Kenyatta in power, Kibaki in power, Uhuru in power, these people around them and in their tribe have already been used to the generosity and the expectation of today, and now the entitlement for tomorrow. Kama si Murima. And that takes us even to the oath, because it was there and they were discussed, and Martha spoke about it openly in the media.
What did Martha say?
The oath that was taken, that this leadership should not cross River Chania or go to the, let alone going to the Luo Nation or any other side, because that time Jaramogi was the only menace, according to them. So I can tell that many people in my space, the election of 2027 is simply about entitlement, stopping the entitlement, to let us be on the table and say we actually need each other. Because right now, even on TikTok and wherever, you will hear people telling you, we are the majority. Whoever we want becomes president. If we don't want you, you don't become. And that is actually going to be either stamped or be broken completely. Because if they picked Ruto, and Ruto became president against Uhuru and Raila, then Ruto amewakosea, I don't know what it means. Then Ruto is thrown out with their powers. It is stamped that when we say yes, you become president. When we say no, kama Mrima, you go home. So even if Kalonzo were to be put there, Kalonzo will be so afraid because he has 20 MPs from Cumberland. If Ruto will be beaten with all these MPs from Rift Valley and everywhere, what can Kalonzo...
this idea that...
So for me, the election of 2027 is simply against entitlement.
This is his idea. Does he come from Homa Bay?
Odhiambo came here and said that if Kalonzo is given presidency by the Mount Kenya people, he's going to be impeached. And this guy is also saying the same thing.
Very possible.
Where are they getting this from, Mr. Joaquin?
Look at where they are coming from.
We can see what is happening.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Look at where they are coming from. It's because they cannot defend something else apart from that one.
Which one?
Which one? This one of the tribal. They are still going to 41 against 1 in another term. That now the whole country, which feels less privileged, is uniting against this one.
Yes.
They are forgetting.
The mic is still yours, but I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
I don't know whether you are bold enough to talk about it. Do you have a feeling that Kikuyus are entitled? Is that something that crosses your mind, or everybody else is the madman?
I am looking at the human nature.
You can't say that because his boss is a Kikuyu.
No.
You want him fired.
Yes,
you want him fired.
No, but this guy, even today, if Safina fired this guy is going to be swallowed by any other big party. So what is he afraid of? I mean, if it is money in Safina, there is no money in State House.
I am telling you.
There is money in Gedi. Don't be worried. You tell me the truth.
Jagger. I am looking at human nature.
Okay.
When you are self-sufficient.
Okay.
You have money in the bank.
All right.
You have businesses running.
Okay.
You have a beautiful wife.
Okay.
And your children are in good school.
Yes.
You are more likely to tell someone nitakupiga nikulipe.
Yes.
Because you know you can do it.
Yes.
Is that wrong? Because you know you are able to do it.
It is not wrong. It is problematic.
How is it problematic?
Yes, and to add on to that,
yes,
I think you might be right, but you should also not raise.
What is happening?
No.
Which I do not support.
I am saying, I'm saying that yes, you have a beautiful wife. Yes, you have got bright children. Yes, they are going to good schools, right? And you can always go by the roadside and tell people that naeza kukupiga nikulipe. But also allow people to say that you are entitled.
Yeah. You remember, I have spoken quite a number on this podcast.
Yes.
That there is something about Gachagua's brand of politics that I don't like.
Okay.
Not for my own sake, but for his own sake and for the sake of the people he claims he's speaking on behalf of. Because, Jagero, when you are two brothers raised in one homestead, you're both married, you live side by side, but somehow, wewe tu ndo nakaranga nyama. Somehow, wewe ndo ukinunua ng'ombe ya maziwa ndio inanona. Huyu mwingine hana. It is very dangerous to show that brother of yours mwenye hana that you are bigger than him. Hiyo ndo inaleta wivu, inaleta uchawi, watoto wako wanaweza uwawa. So, the reason why I get very nervous when someone shouts that we are Mount Kenya, we can do anything, it's dangerous, not to me, but to them. And by so doing, they give William Ruto and the likes of Meshach here the fuel and the fodder to say, you see, it's about entitlement.
That takes away the bigger question.
So then it is self-isolation.
No, you are
so to speak.
You are taking me to a place I don't want to go. I am telling you, Jagero. The World Bank report that says 2.4 million Kenyans are more likely to fall into poverty. Has that report come and told you where are they coming from?
No.
When we look at the itemization of the numbers on that report, you will be shocked that a very good number of those people comes from the same Mount Kenya. You understand? So the problem that is in the country surpasses every problem that the people in government are trying to sell. And let me tell you, William Ruto's government has had concerted efforts to embed the tribal narrative in this election. They have done it so well. You remember kulikuwa na hashtag inaitwa "We are all Kikuyus." What had happened before that hashtag came to exist? Because they said, no, William Ruto is just a good president. The only people who are saying William Ruto is bad are Kikuyus. Then people said, okay. So it's only Kikuyus who are saying William Ruto is bad. So we are all Kikuyus because mimi naitwa Joakim Simiyu. Hiyo siku nilisema mimi naitwa Joakim wa Inaina. If it means that it's only Kikuyus who are saying William Ruto is bad, then I'm also a Kikuyu. I am Joakim wa Inaina. And that hashtag trended and it fell flat on the surface.
Why?
Because it is hard right now to sell a tribal agenda.
No, a big lie.
To people like this one.
A big lie. Fallacy.
Is a very big advocate of tribal arithmetics. And I understand him. Given his age, he's like 40, around there, or mid-30s.
True millennial.
These are the people who are afraid. They don't really believe that you can do anything away from tribe.
But
if it was easy,
Joakim.
Yes.
If I were to interject.
Yes.
While you give a side eye to this gentleman here called Meshach, you're not giving a side eye. Obviously, you have, I think. But when Gachagua says that we are going to take everything,
Jagero.
He has said he's going to fieka Nairobi yote, and he has said that we have the numbers, and we are not giving.
I call you
on
a phone and I tell you I'm very mad with that statement.
Yeah,
because I know that's not the issue we are talking about.
Okay, but the problem is we have got 10 million people from Mount Kenya who are not telling him to his face that you are wrong and we don't like the way what you are doing and what you're saying. Right now, they are all going. Wamunyoro, that thing they have written behind called I Love Wamunyoro. Every Kikuyu politician is wagging the tail and is going there and is not telling Gachagua anything.
No, none of that.
They are praising him.
Even
they are
his
saying,
boss went and never told him you are tribal.
But
so
then
you know what he told him.
At least
don't tell us what he told him.
No, I don't know.
You seem to have been in that meeting.
No, if he told him, we would know. But because we don't know, he didn't tell him.
So
every time he tells
because
this guy seems to know things better than I do.
Because
we can see.
What I'm saying is,
why was this so secretive?
When I'm saying
because it is now a Kikuyu versus a Kikuyu.
And when Ojienda met with Mbadi, did they tell us what they say?
No. Every other time Jimmy is on whether a podcast or on media, he will bash them, we will hear. But only this time he goes to Wamunyoro, everything is quiet.
To be fair to Wanjigi is the only man who has always had the balls.
I said earlier, but let me tell you why. When I'm a very senior member of a community,
yes,
is always everywhere, making press conferences everywhere. Anataja how many people? Mostly 3. Anataja watu yake, Kalenjins, Wajaluo, Na sisi Mount Kenya, 3 tribes.
But again,
and no leader from those countries.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Oh, nobody.
We have, including the so-called civil society where I come from. I have a background.
You are a person in civil society.
I have a background in the civil society.
Now I know why.
And I said here the day you hosted us here with Cyprian Nyamwamu, and I will still repeat, when Uhuru was president, somebody like Boniface Mwangi could only go and spill some blood in parliament here and there, theatrics here and there, and that's it. At that time, from 2013 when Uhuru became president to 2022 when Uhuru was leaving, a lot of people were killed. On the day Raila was coming from the US, we went to receive Raila at JKIA. Coming from JKIA to Nyayo Stadium, 65 people had been killed. Did we see Boniface Mwangi and the so-called human rights who are now... Wait.
This is a tired
reasoning. Can you wait?
And let me tell you why it's a tired reasoning. I will wait, but I have to tell you why it's a tired reasoning.
Because it is touching your bosses.
The same person who was leaving the JKIA airport, Raila Amolo Odinga, the man I respect with everything I have, handshook the person who sent police. The person who was president at that time was Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
The biggest victim of that action was Raila Odinga. On 18th of March,
can you now let me...
Goja.
Hey, Meshach, tafadhali.
No, Joachim has this idea that he cuts you in between. But when he speaks, we let him speak and finish.
But he has not...
If that is the mode of operandi for political heading, we will change it. Because Joachim, you don't all... We will change it. Meshach, I'm finishing this. He is now telling us that Raila shook hands with Uhuru.
Yes,
We both know.
Okay.
And I am not talking about that.
Okay.
I am talking about, you are going to listen, Joachim.
I am not going to listen.
This one you will listen.
I will not.
The show ends.
I will not
listen.
Let the show end.
Let it end, but I will not listen. Because, Jagero, I am talking about people like the so-called human rights activists.
No, you are also a human rights activist.
When 65 people were killed between JKIA up to this place, did Boniface Mwangi and other activists come out to say Uhuru is a killer? Uhuru is a killer. And now who has elected him to? Now who has elected him?
No.
And who has elected Jimmy? Nobody. So at that time we didn't see him calling and other Mount Kenya activists calling Uhuru the killer. And coming all the way to Kianjokoma brothers. Who killed the Kianjokoma brothers? It is Uhuru who was the president and the police killed the Kianjokoma brothers. We didn't hear any of them, including Jimmy, calling his brother Uhuru killer. But because it is now William Ruto, a man who is not coming from the Kikuyu nation, killer, we must do this. We will never let him.
Yes. So now
whether you call him it will be here.
Now he's finished with this point. So now let me come to you.
Jagero.
Okay.
This, my brother,
is
tiring himself over nothing.
Okay.
That the person who was leaving JKIA, representing those people, was Raila Odinga.
Okay.
So when they were having a discussion before the handshake, what was the discussion about? Because I'm thinking that as Raila Odinga and a leader of the people who were killed, I will bring it on the table. Tell you, Uhuru Kenyatta, when I was coming from JKIA, 65 young people were killed. What are we going to do about them? When they were marching shirts in Lake Victoria, there is a picture. Raila Odinga standing here, Uhuru Kenyatta standing here. They were pointing to some direction. That camaraderie, did it need Boniface Mwangi to come and shout about the death of the Kianjokoma brothers.
But does it need Boniface Mwangi now? Because the same Raila worked with Ruto. The same Raila died when Ruto was his friend.
Let me tell you how different it is.
Wait,
I am just
no.
Let me tell you how different it is.
You will not get away with this.
What is the question?
What is the question?
What is the question? What is the question? What is the question you want to
know? Yes. The people who now come from the region like Mount Kenya as activists who are fighting for the human rights. We never saw them so active fighting for human rights when their sons were in power and killing.
Is that the question?
That is what this guy is trying to run away from and taking us back to Raila.
Can you answer that question?
Where were they when
can you answer that question?
Because when it was the other time, Simiyu takes us to Raila. Why is Raila
let me make you more angry.
Let him answer the question, Meshach. Meshach, let him answer the question.
Let me make you more angry.
You're not making me more angry. You're just losing.
The people who died in the demonstrations called by Raila were all compensated.
By?
Except the Gen Zs who died in 2024. And let me explain.
Where were they compensated?
Just a minute.
No, Jagero, no. We will. No. This one is a different one.
I am telling you the compensation.
Who compensated
the compensation? When we had the Serikali ya Nusu Mkate, people had died in 2007. I am thinking the Nusu Mkate was supposed to talk about the victims. So the person who should have been asked of the compensation for the victims who died in his quest is Raila Odinga. In 2017, the 65 you are talking about, the person who received compensation for the death of 65 young people was Raila Odinga.
Where?
Because how did he get into a handshake? It's because of those deaths.
Joachim, those are the fallacies. Those are the fallacies that you spread around and you think you're smart because people are keeping quiet. That is quite nonsense.
They did not.
You can
call it what you want.
I will call it what it is, not what I want.
Joachim,
because
I think that you guys are prosecuting two different issues.
Yes, exactly.
Because the question you are asking, the question you are asking is, where was Boniface Mwangi when Uhuru Kenyatta was doing all these things? And now that Ruto is the president, is all over the place saying that Ruto is a killer and so on and so forth.
I don't know. He is always smart until it
the question is asked.
I have not answered all the questions.
But why don't you begin with the most important question? Why do you go to your own question?
The most important question comes last.
No, your own question is not what you answer. Jagero, if you understand the principle is as a civil society. If anybody is injured anywhere in the country, I am out. I'm fighting. That is what it is.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? It seems to me that you have a problem with Boniface Mwangi not having gotten out into the streets more when Uhuru Kenyatta was president.
I have a problem with that.
And now that Ruto is ruling, he seems to be on the streets too much.
Every day.
And that is the question you want Joachim to answer.
Joachim is...
But why would Joachim be the one to answer it?
Because Joachim is the apologist of the Mount Kenya here in this table.
No, I am tempted.
I think that is a bit over the top. I don't think he's an apologist.
That is what it is.
Goja, I am tempted.
I mean, when you say I'm apologist of government, am I even scared? No. Why are you ashamed with the people you
raising your voice doesn't equate to more sense. Can you please listen to me a little bit?
No, Joachim, this today, you're not getting away with those nonsense.
It is you who is getting away with a lot of bitterness.
Not bitterness.
Which is not going to solve any problem.
When we need sense, you make sense.
If it's about noise, if
the raising of the voice can bring more votes, you have already won election.
I'm not campaigning. I'm
No.
stating what has happened.
It is
why is Jagero able to understand my question, but you are sitting just the same distance and you can't understand
I think Meshach, I think Meshach, the problem is that you're not letting him speak.
Yes. When I try to speak, I
think if you want to win a debate fair and square, then you say your point, and then when somebody starts
the mode of operandi I've found from Joachim, that every time you want to speak, he can't wait. Now I can't wait because
I think there is a time you spoke here for almost 10 minutes and Joachim was just quiet.
So
and I was also quiet until he came with a new mode operandi.
For the sake of the people that are watching, I think it is important that even though you might disagree, let him just speak even for 3 minutes.
Silence?
Yeah.
Protect me from this group, please.
Now, if you are silent, well, you can speak.
Okay. Let him speak.
Protect me. This wound is going to finish me.
Now, see, he's calling me good.
He's joking. He's joking.
Don't talk.
He's joking. He's joking. Give them some water. Give them.
No,
Jagero.
but Jagero, you know my voice. He needs to talk about it.
Yes.
There has been a very big
just come in and give them water.
A very big misconception here. That when you try to talk about issues that are a blanket issue, that touches on everyone, some people want to push it to be about regional. I have told you so many times. And I want to I'm a Malizi. No, Niko sawa.
You can get more.
There is a time I was telling you a story why the black Americans are usually very violent. They are violent because they have been victims of violence for a very long time. And therefore they have weaponized that violence and now they live by it. The questions he's asking and the questions I am asking, I have always maintained that when we leave this Kenya, will we leave it better or worse? Now, he's shouting about Boniface Mwangi.
Boniface Mwangi is just an example. There are many other activities.
Personally, I started hearing about Boniface Mwangi long before William Ruto became president. And if you are going to look at demonstrations led by Boniface Mwangi, they did not come when Ruto became president. I remember, do you remember when people were taking pigs to parliament? Who was president?
I think that should have been Uhuru.
Who led that demonstration?
Boniface Mwangi.
So,
what was it about?
Let me
that
ask.
That is what you want to avoid.
I'm
not letting you away with this thing. What was it about?
No, but I want to ask you.
He is the owner of this story.
I want to ask you, what was it about?
So who was president at the time?
He was calling them MPs.
Uhuru was
It was a question of MPs and that MPs were not able to do what they're supposed to do.
So today, when you demonstrate about young people being killed, are you demonstrating against Ruto? When you demonstrate against MPs, when we went to parliament in 2024, did we go to William Ruto's house? We knew where it is. We still know today, but we went to parliament. It is the same thing Boniface Mwangi did.
What did it end up?
When I was there.
When you were going to parliament, how did it become Ruto must go?
No,
you know where Ruto lives. We were not running away with this nonsense today.
To tell us Ruto must go?
Yeah.
Who is the first person to say Ruto must go?
You tell me, because in 2024...
You seem to be having selective amnesia here.
I know.
And you think you are the only person capable of getting angry.
No, it is not angry, Joachim. This is just
see
fact.
Your lips trembling. That's anger.
They went to parliament. He is telling us they know where Ruto is.
Who is the first person to say Ruto must go in William Ruto's regime? So what is wrong when we say it?
There's nothing wrong with
it. And why do you have a problem with it?
I'm just following your statement.
No.
That you want to say that in 2024, you left Ruto, you went to parliament.
The Sufuria movement was about...
How did parliament turn to Ruto must go?
And we have every democratic right. I still say
who told
it today.
You we don't have that same democratic right? Who lied to you?
I'm still saying it today here that Ruto must go.
without an apology to anyone.
And we are saying
Yes.
Ruto will stay without an apology.
And have not
so
gotten
it is
angry.
okay. It is okay.
And have I told you that you are saying Ruto must stay because you are against Kikuyus?
I'm just following.
This person is not saying Ruto must stay because he loves Ruto.
Hey.
He thinks by saying Ruto must stay is against Kikuyus.
No.
So no problem when I say Ruto must go because of Kikuyus.
I am saying Ruto,
so how different are we?
saying Ruto must stay because I do not want entitlement to be the way we elect.
It is another way of saying I'm against Kikuyus.
And yours is also another way of saying I am apologist of Kikuyu.
I have not.
I want to please them. That is yours.
I have not disagreed.
No.
I asked you a question yesterday.
Yeah.
The disadvantages we are seeing across this country. Is it because of some people who denied us those developments? It's because of our own flaccidity. Wewe umekuwa ukipigia mtu kura kwa sababu amesema anaenda kuchunga Jacob. Mbona akuletee maendeleo? Mwingine anapigia mtu kura kwa sababu amemwambia anakuletea barabara. So who is different? When you look at the region with the most one-term MPs is Mount Kenya here. Why do you think they give them one term? Why do you think the people of Katanga? No. Why do you think the people of Katanga voted out Peter Kenneth at the time he was the best member of parliament? Why was he voted out?
Why?
It's because they have the area with the most accountable people to their leaders is Mount Kenya.
That's another big lie. That's another big lie. I'm going to bust until Gachagua did vote out Peter Kenneth. Peter Kenneth did not vie.
Bwana.
At that point, somebody else took over. So take your lies to Mount Kenya because I am not letting them.
Your bitterness will not help
call here, it bitterness, call it what, but you know the truth. You know the truth.
Yes.
You can't keep lying to people. And
why is Meshach this angry with you?
No, you are let go.
That I'm bad for his business.
Okay, which business?
Yes, I'm bad for his business.
Which business?
When he loses this debate, maybe he will not be sponsored.
Why are you able to
understand
my question and Joaquin just keep going round?
He does not either. You don't allow him to answer.
Wait. You know, in that period of time, we were at City Mortuary. 65 coffins. Orengo was there, Raila was there, and the whole team. Even churches refused to give Raila a chance for this mass, for these people. Human rights activists, the only thing they could do in this country was to document so that they can go look for money because something is happening. But if they were right, they would fight that time, they would fight now. We would say, these people fight anytime human right is violated, they fight. But it can't be that when there is Kianjokoma brothers, we don't see Boniface Mwangi and other human rights demonstrating and calling when 65 people died, we can't see, but then they can go to parliament for other things.
My frustration,
we are not
my frustration with you, Mr. Meshach, is that I don't even know whether this agenda of activists, I don't know where it's coming from. Because
I am coming from civil society, so I'm talking about something I know.
When he was shouting again,
okay,
where did the name Ruto crop into our discussion? That's why I'm telling you, I am bad for his business. Maybe he might never be.
My business.
He might never be sponsored to US again because he has lost his argument.
No, my business is actually making sense. So if you are not making sense, you are bad for my business.
Can we open the phone?
This is a simple thing. Why don't you say why there were no demonstrations around those humans?
I was in school at that time.
What demonstration was Boniface Mwangi having on Baby Pendo? Which you know?
People of the internet. You can put for us
what was demonstration?
The phone call?
During
No. Baby Pendo died when what was happening?
In the election of 2017.
So when Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila had a handshake, why didn't they discuss about Baby Pendo?
No, the human rights do not care whether Uhuru and Raila have a handshake. They come to
the human. What is Raila? What has been Raila's legacy all his life?
Justice.
So what is justice from human rights?
Raila was not a human
People of the internet, I think we can open up calls now. We can now open up the call so that we can hear from the people of the internet, because these two gentlemen are not agreeing. They are not agreeing. One is saying that
you
they
don't
are...
make sense by raising your voice.
Joachim,
And that has been
it doesn't matter how long you will talk about my voice. Just talk about the issue. Why were the human rights only demonstrating when other humans are injured, but when other humans...
And I don't understand why these human rights are coming to this discussion.
Because they are the ones fueling the wheel by which this thing is running is on...
The civil society are the single largest party that is against William Ruto.
Tripping that will make me, as Joachim, to stop saying Ruto must go. I started saying it when Raila was there. I have never in my life supported Ruto in anything. Not when he was with Uhuru. I supported Uhuru only when he had a handshake with Baba. But I couldn't reconcile my conscience to support William Ruto.
Yeah.
And I will never, even if he gets 99.9% of the Kenyan vote, he will not get mine. So
now come back to the entitlement. Why sometimes we actually know we should actually push the government, and some other time we should not.
No, this time we are saying Ruto must go. You can do what you want. You can go and live in Sugoi and guard his home.
Now you see, when it is real issue, you
that's not an issue. That's a cliche. It's not an issue, Bwana. It doesn't bring more money to fishermen in River Nzoia.
I can hear the caller.
Hello?
Yes, hello. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Hey, just listen to me.
Yeah. Come and rescue me. I have lost the station.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Mr. Philip Ucheng.
Yes, Mr. Philip Ucheng. How are you doing? What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
I'm from Nairobi.
Okay.
My concern is there's a lot of politics about the Luos and Kikuyus, and I can see a debate is now.
Can you mute the device that you're listening to us from, please, and then remove us from loudspeaker so that we can hear you clearly?
What I'm trying to say.
I'm asking you. Can you please mute the device that you're listening to us from, and then do not put us on loudspeaker so that we can hear you? Punguza kabisa tafadhali.
What I'm against,
Okay.
What I'm against that wanajipenda sana kwa sababu what I'm saying, na akina Mwangi watu kwa nini hawakushughulika na mambo ya yule msichana alinyongwa mlango. Hii ilikuwa imechorwa mkono. Ilikuwa chemical.
I can hardly hear what the gentleman is saying. I don't know what's going on. Let's try another person. I can't hear it all.
Na upatiana namba yangu niwekewe ya chai. Watu wanataka kusikia ya chai.
Ati wa Safina, hakuna pesa Safina.
No. Hata kama tuko nayo, mbona nisipewe hii?
Hii pia ni yako. Hello?
Ya Steven Koia.
Hello? Hey, how are you? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is a joker from Nairobi.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. The student is very hot.
Yeah.
Now, let me jump in kidogo.
Okay.
So, I think what is happening in the studio right now is mirroring down what is happening on the ground currently.
All right.
Because if we can have two sober individuals who are in two different political divides shouting at each other that way.
Okay.
What about a common Mwananchi probably who does not have the information they have?
It's Meshach shouting, not me.
And who does not have the information they have, who does not know probably where Kenya is coming from, where Kenya is heading to, and where we are currently.
What message do you have for the two of them?
The message I have for two of them is one thing. There is a trend that I've seen moving around, especially when we're discussing issues.
Yeah.
I was able to understand Meshach's question.
Okay.
But Joachim used Raila to answer the question of Meshach, and that is the reason why there was that discord.
Okay.
But again, Joachim also had also his own valid point when he was talking about Raila.
Okay.
But again, he was bringing it in a scenario that probably was not auguring well with Meshach. So I'm just asking the two individuals. And to say the truth is that it is true that there has been some entitlement within the country.
Okay.
And Gachagua is making it like what Joachim was saying, that Raila in 2007, the Kikuyus already had spilled the water, and Raila was now channeling it.
Okay.
It is the same thing that Gachagua is now spilling the water.
Okay.
And Ruto is going to channel it the same way. So let us just speak the truth. There is tribalism everywhere. It is in Cumberland, it is in Kikuyu land, it is in Luo land, and all politics have gone local.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah. I'm
Please mute the device you're listening to us from, please. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Say what. Talk to us. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Tobias from home, but I'm not here. I want to ask him why did the Ruto did for him that
why did Ruto do what?
Did for him that he never supported him and for him.
Are you guys hearing the question? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Jimbo. I'm watching you from Naivasha.
Okay.
And I just have an issue.
Okay.
I believe the Kenya that we want now is we want to see a Kenya that's going to shape at least a future and give hope to the generation that we're having right now.
Okay.
Because the generation that we're having right now is hopeless.
Right.
Every little resources that the country had, it has been crumpled into either families, some few families, or some few people in our society.
Okay.
And they're actually hopeless.
The
Constitution of Kenya is a very good thing, rigid, and it only needs a leader who can actually obey some of the gains that the democracy has brought to this country.
Okay.
And we can move so far. The issue that currently that I'm hearing is like we're trying to poke holes from this person or from this person. This person did this. It's not even helping us right now. It can shape some narrative, but it's not helping us right now. As a community, we need to think harder. What do you want to achieve in 2027? Should we just be riding on politicians and politicians alone, or should we have a narrative that we want to actually realize as a community? Because right now, what we are going into now is now tribal politics. If everybody is aligning in a tribal manner, which is something that we were almost curing it, but I've seen it's now cropped. Like before I advance my goal, I have to go and talk to my kinsmen.
All right, thank you.
And
thank you very much. Hello?
Yes, Ibana Jagiro.
How are you doing, sir? That is very clear. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Mr. Philip Ochieng, I'm calling from Nairobi.
All right.
Yes, the debate between these two people, Does not make sense. Does not make sense. The people are just competing. The Mount Kenya people, Mount Kenya leaders, are the most selfish people in Kenya.
Who are those?
Mount Kenya leaders. They really love themselves.
All right.
Yes, because what I'm really against is what when there's a lady in Central.
Okay.
The lady in Central who was powered, their kid, who was killed by arsonist.
Okay.
This lady, the human rights did not even take any action. They didn't even talk about it. Eh?
Yes.
And which was so unfair because the human rights guys are just biased. And they are taking sides. I hope you can hear what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yes, it's really sad that when somebody is supporting Ruto, everybody from Central are taking sides, and they want to eliminate anybody who is supporting Ruto.
All right, thank you. Let's get another one person. Watu wanasema ya kwamba, but the conversation started well, but this gentleman, I don't know at what point they decided that they're not agreeing with each other. Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Milan.
Okay.
I'm calling from Nakuru. I'd like to correct these two gentlemen.
Okay.
I think Meshach is insisting on that issue to do with Kikuyus, but he just doesn't understand that we are no longer tribal.
Okay.
We are looking for people with ideas, people who can put us together as a nation, not that bringing that ideology of Kikuyus and all that. We don't want that. We should just give time for Joachim to listen.
Okay.
Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you. Ani is saying that Jagero, you failed as Kuleta Meshach. Ani wanted me to do what? Gachagua is not, Mr. Henry is saying that Gachagua is not fit to be near power. I don't know who is trying to put him near power. I can't believe Joachim is not a lawyer. Anashinda hata malawyer wenyewe. Very good. I don't know what Ani is saying. Tribal politics is Ruto's game. Ruto must go. Mr. Meshach.
Yes.
When you say that people that are saying that that Ruto is getting us into tribal politics, and it looks like you're falling for it. Somebody's saying, what do you think about that? Even as we come to a close of this conversation.
I think that is somebody who probably has just come from London today because the Kenyan politics has been that.
Okay.
I mean, what has been the issue with Mount Kenya, for example, and Raila, if it has not been tribal, because every other time when there is no election, we all agree that yes, this man does this and that, but then when it is election, sisi kama watu ya mlima. So the people who are pretending like that one, that we no longer are tribal, what, that's just a lie. The more we talk about it, the more we will agree and say, let's put it aside. But when we try to say, if it is on your side, it's okay, then when it's turned to the other side, no, we are no longer there. That's a lie. We have been having tribal politics for a long time.
If I hear you correctly, you are thinking that the people in Mount Kenya should be slow on Ruto.
No. I think they should be consistent.
They should be consistent.
Yeah, you realize somebody like Rigathi today,
he's
telling us he's working with Uhuru is wao ni kitu kimoja and all that. But then what was his issue then? The issue was just Raila, not that Uhuru was any bad or anything bad happened, or Uhuru did anything bad. Then Uhuru embraced the Luo nation after the handshake.
Okay.
And Rigathi mobilized. You see, the Jagero, why I think Kenyans, the only time change will come to this country is when Kenyans themselves decide to change. Because the same, you see, this same guy will tell you, Rigathi is not supposed to be near power. But then the masses around that place are actually following him. So you realize either they are lying to us or there's something we don't understand. Because if he is not supposed to be, then why are you following him in masses? Why are you not disappointing him and saying you are not the person we want?
What do you want the Kikuyu people to do?
I want them to be consistent. Now Martha is telling us, if the country does not want you, you should actually own up and go. That is Martha telling us now. Okay. Martha didn't know that when he was forcing Kibaki, when the country had clearly said no to Kibaki in 2007. Those are the unafik and they knew that we are refusing. So if you want to call us whatever name you are calling us, call us that, but that is the truth. And you know, I am just saying, I needed to see when the Kianjokoma brothers were killed, I needed to see human rights coming out, saying, Uhuru, you must go. Yeah? But when it was that time, the whole Morema nation was saying, Maliza uende. Yeah, Malize, but mwingine asimalize. You go now. So I want consistency.
But then,
you see somebody like Raila,
this consistency that you speak of about the people of Mount Kenya, is it the Mount Kenya leaders or the Mount Kenya the people?
Everybody,
or both?
Everybody.
Or both?
Jagero, wait, when Raila was leading his political party, anytime there was something wrong, Raila would say it. Whether he is working close with Uhuru or whether he is working close with Ruto.
Okay.
Even on the issues of killing of young people or abduction, he said to Ruto on face wakiwa Homa Bay, Ruto standing next to him, this must stop. And when he is in opposition, he says the same thing. So what we are looking for is, when Mount Kenya says we are no longer tribal, we do not want anything, we need issues, then it should be that when there is an issue anywhere else, we both find ourselves there as a country. Why were we almost alone when we were talking about the issue of cost of living tukiwa na sufuria? They would send Kioni one person from their end and let us be. And then the things you will hear on stations across is sisi ni watu ya tunafanya kazi, sisi hatukai na sufuria. And sasa hizo njaa ilikuwa the one side of the country peke yake. We must be consistent. So sahi, we cannot say when they decide that njaa iko across the country is when we both know njaa iko across. But when we say the cost of living is high, and they think otherwise, then that is not possible. So we cannot lie to each other. Either we agree to all go, or separate. We go when you want, we go when we want. The Luo nation are now foolish because they are not going for demonstration. When they were going for demonstration after another, they were also foolish. And they didn't call themselves foolish, they were called. And now when it is time, we are talking about them, oh, we are not tribal, go away with that.
Okay, Joachim, do you think that perhaps we should be considerate of each other because Mr. Meshach is very cross about the pikiponki nature of the people of the mountain.
It's bad when you want, it's good when you do.
Yeah.
I understand his pain. You know, when you are trying to seduce a woman and she has refused to accept your seduction.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might turn the love you had for the woman into hatred.
Okay.
And I understand the pain that my brother is going through.
Yeah.
I hope the Lord heals you so that you start seeing life from the lenses of love.
Okay.
Because as I was taught by my mother, is that, for example, when you are raised by an abusive parent, and or you were raised by an abusive guardian, maybe you were an orphan, And this Adian actually abused you when you were growing up. You are more likely to behave the same when you grow up if you didn't forgive the abusive aunts. So I am here to say the issues that we are talking about are issues that actually need to be addressed. Because in the election of 2022, where my brother is sourcing his frustration from, and several other ones, the people from Raila Odinga's area, where my brother unfortunately comes from, 700,000 people had no reason to wake up and vote. Even if it's 200 or 300 people who didn't turn up, that made a difference. Because look at the margin of winning that William Ruto had. It was 206,000 votes. So if all of us, and where I work, I have told you this, where I was working at the time, we were 40 employees. I can tell you that most of us who were vouching for Baba Raila Odinga did not go and vote. People were saying, I have not changed the vote, but somehow we expected it to work. Jagero, if you have not loved yourself
and
enough...
And what happened to those votes of 207?
Ndugu, can I finish?
Now that we are clinging to 700, I will not let you.
Jagero, I have let him give his parting shot.
Yeah.
He's still being tempted to shout, and I don't know why. I am speaking very moderately, and I am saying that this country is not going to be led by bitterness. We have decided that this country is going to be voted on the premise that William Ruto started in 2002. William Ruto went across this country talking about economic emancipation of the hoi polloi. We intend to build up on the same and bring true liberty to the people. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter you are a Pokot or a Sebei. But so long as you are within the borders of the Republic of Kenya, you are entitled to have a country where you are able to thrive. He is free to look for a vote that will stop entitlement. I do not disagree with him, and I wish you all the best in stopping entitlement. For us, we are going to stop lies. We are going to vote against wanton corruption. We are going to vote against abduction and enforced disappearance of the people. We are going to vote against shouting that has no basis. We are going to vote against illegal borrowing of debt. If my brother has decided to vote against Mount Kenya, it is his democratic right. It's something that Raila fought for, so you are free to enjoy. So we are here trying to say this Kenya is bigger than any individual. And it is important that people, when we are in government, we will build a lot of, how do we call it, therapy centers, so that when you are angry and you find yourself not able to discuss issues soberly, you go to a therapy center and they deal with your anger. In this case, unapologetically, we are saying Ruto must go. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter how, and we can tell you, you see, the entitlement that we have is that we are able to deal with William. Whether you love him or not, we will vote him out. Thank you very much.
All right.
Na watu waingie kwa chama safi na pesa. Safi na pesa.
Cliche.
Okay.
8 million Kenyans didn't vote in 2022. But have you heard in any media house when anybody talk about votes that were not casted in any other part of the country other than Luo Nation? Simiyu, I'm sure he doesn't even know how many votes were not casted in Luo land. He doesn't know. But at least he knows.
We are not complaining. You are the ones complaining of not winning.
So this
so
is...
So when you complain,
now,
we
now
look at where
see,
you come from.
Now you can see it is...
Have you seen us complain? No. Mm-hmm. When you complain that your candidate didn't win, then we interrogate your vote.
So was he your candidate? Was Raila your candidate in 2022?
And he got mine.
No, but how many from your area?
The only responsibility I had to Raila Odinga is to walk around and sell his agenda.
And
I did that.
And you think we had more responsibility than that?
I did that. And to add to that, Goja, I went and cast my vote in his favor.
Yes.
Wewe na watu wenyu kama kuna watu walifaa walale kwa polling station kupiga kura ni nyinyi.
Why?
Because you have your own son.
Oh, now you actually know Raila was our son and not yours. So it is tribal when you want, and it is Kenya
but
when
you are the one pushing the tribal narrative.
I can see it right in your eyes. Now we were supposed to
stay there
because he is our son. You get it, Jagger?
No.
At that point, so this is what I'm saying, Jagger.
Raila was a Luya.
You want to run away because I've caught you on something. You see, ile uongo. Now you see, he wants us to make it comedy because he has already gotten that. He wants us to sleep on the stations because he is alone. Yes. Them, it doesn't matter. So, Jagero, what we need to find out.
Okay.
And you can actually find
which is this guy to the hospital.
Wait. You actually need to find it out from your team of researchers.
Yes.
Can you next time give us some data?
Okay.
Of the 8 million, we have had 1 million times 700,000 were from Luo Nation. That is what everybody knows. Apparently, when everybody gets clever, the only kura they know were not voted is from Luo Nation. Can you tell us from Luyaland next time? From Luyaland, how many votes were not casted? From Mount Kenya, how many votes? Because there was 8 million and 700,000 ukitoa from.
What is the reason we are looking for the lawyers that did not cast their votes?
Because it is said that only Luos didn't go out to vote. So we want to
why are people coming up with that question?
No,
why do they say that statement?
Why does he think people were supposed to? They must vote for their candidate.
Now it is their candidate.
No. Why do you think we had to vote for that candidate that you are dying?
No, that is not my debate here. What I'm saying again, it always comes.
People had a right to vote the way they want.
And you think we don't have a right to vote the way we want?
We are not saying you do not.
So wait. Why
the votes of your candidate were not enough?
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustle specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.